Hello everyone. Today we're going to make a shoulder bag that can be used all year round. A small underarm bag. Materials needed to make this bag. Sheffield boneless milk cotton yarn. Color number 2, a 4mm crochet hook. We'll crochet with double strands. Start with a slip knot. Tie a knot first. And pull the yarn through the center. Insert the hook into the top loop. Pull the short yarn tail slightly. And the loop will tighten. Wrap the yarn around the left hand, one round in front of the pinky. Then go behind the index finger. Pinch the loop with your middle finger and thumb. Hook in front, yarn behind, turn the hook backward. Yarn over and pull it through the loop. That makes one chain stitch. Keep the hook in front, yarn over again. Pull through the loop. Now we have 2 chain stitches. We need to crochet a total of 36 chain stitches. You can count as you go. Each little V shape represents 1 chain stitch. That's 2 chains, 3 chains, 4 chains. We need a total of 36 chain stitches. For the remaining stitches, you can finish them by yourself. After finishing 36 chains, find the second stitch from the end. The one right next to the hook is the last stitch. The one below it is the second to last. Here is half of the chain stitch. We only work into one loop of the chain. Insert the hook through. Yarn over and pull back. Now there are 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again. Pull through both loops at once. That makes 1 single crochet. We can place a stitch marker here. This is the first stitch. Look at this stitch. It's formed by these 2 strands, one on each side. The spot between these 2 strands is 1 stitch. We place the stitch marker into the hole between these 2 strands. This is 1 stitch, the place where we insert the hook. Now find the next one. Insert into the back loop of the chain. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through both loops. That's 2 single crochets. Insert, yarn over and pull through. Yarn over, that's 3 single crochets. We need a total of 35 single crochets. If you're unsure about the stitches, you can turn the work sideways. Here you can see very clear V shapes. Each V is 1 stitch. This is the place where we attach the stitch marker. That's the first stitch. 1 V. Second stitch, third stitch, fourth stitch, fifth stitch. Now we've made 6 single crochets here. We need to continue until we have 35 single crochets. You can finish the rest by yourself. When you've finished, there should be 35 single crochets. This is the last stitch. At the last single crochet position, place another stitch marker. That completes the first row. Next, we make 1 chain stitch. Hook in front, yarn over to make 1 chain. Then turn the work. Remove the stitch marker. At the spot where we placed the marker, make 1 single crochet. Insert the hook into that space. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over again. Pull through both loops. That's 1 single crochet. Place a stitch marker here. Find the next stitch, make another single crochet. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. In this row, we continue making a row of single crochets, again 35 single crochets. When we reach the spot where we place the stitch marker, you can finish crocheting the rest by yourself. We continue crocheting until we reach the stitch marker. Remove the stitch marker. Insert the hook into the stitch where the marker was placed. Make 1 single crochet. That completes row 2. Yarn over. Make 1 chain stitch. Turn the work again. At the place where the stitch marker was, make 1 single crochet. In this row, we again make 35 single crochets. Work into each stitch one by one. Every stitch here will get 1 single crochet. Crochet until we reach the stitch marker on this side. That completes row 3 as well. On this side too, crochet up to the stitch marker. Make 1 single crochet into the last stitch. Now row 3 is finished. Make 1 chain stitch. Turn the work. Make a single crochet in the first stitch. We only need to crochet a total of 4 rows of single crochet. This row is also single crochet. It's the final row of single crochet. In this row of single crochet, work until you reach the stitch marker on this side. That completes the row. We've crocheted up to the stitch marker. Now we've finished 4 rows of single crochet. Next, we'll crochet the body of the bag. Hook in front, yarn over, make 1 chain. At the spot right after the last single crochet, insert into this space. Into this hole. Crochet 3 single crochets. Insert the hook directly. Make 3 single crochets. Insert again into the space, crochet 1 more single crochet. That's the second single crochet. Place a stitch marker on the second single crochet. Insert into the same space, crochet another single crochet. So we have 3 single crochets worked into 1 stitch. The next stitch is right beside it. Insert into the space. Make 1 single crochet here, insert the hook through. Make a single crochet directly. That's the position of the next stitch. Right beside the bag. In the hole next to it. Also make 1 single crochet. The next stitch is between these 2 stitches. You can also see there is a hole there. Also make 1 single crochet. That's it. We made 3 single crochets. Next, we arrive at the corner. The stitches on this corner side are from the very beginning when we crocheted the foundation chains. For the first row of single crochets, we picked up only half of the chain loops, so this side is the remaining loops, and their back ridges. From the side view, you can see a small V shape. This is where you start crocheting. Insert the hook through here. Insert the hook. For the first stitch, don't crochet into the 2 small horizontal strands here. Don't work into that spot. That is the stitch formed by the first row of single crochets. We don't work there. Instead, go below it, where there is a complete row of chain loops. Start from the first chain stitch there. Work into that stitch. Pull through. Insert the hook through. Make 3 single crochets into this one stitch. On top of the second single crochet, place a stitch marker. Continue making 1 more single crochet into the same stitch. Next, we reach the horizontal row of stitches. This upper row is where we worked into only half of the chain loops earlier. Now we crochet into the other half of those chain loops. Start from this row. Pick up the stitches next to it. Start making single crochets. We will crochet a total of 33 single crochets. After finishing these 33 stitches, the single crochets will reach the place where we first made the foundation chains. You can still see the yarn tail in this stitch space, the very last hole. Still make 3 single crochet stitches. On the second single crochet, we place a stitch marker. Then crochet 1 single crochet. Next, move into the hole beside it. Crochet 1 single crochet. The 3 single crochets added here are basically laying the foundation, shaping it into a curve. Into the stitch space beside it. Crochet 1 single crochet. For the yarn tail here, we can simply insert the hook so that the tail is held under the hook. The hook presses directly on the tail yarn. Work the single crochet over the yarn tail. That way it gets hidden inside the fabric. Continue in the hole right beside it. Again, crochet 1 single crochet. Now at the corner, where we placed the stitch marker, we again crochet 3 single crochets. And keep the yarn tail on the hook as we crochet. Crochet over it for 2 single crochets. Place the stitch marker. Then crochet the third single crochet. Now we reach this horizontal row. Along this row, we still crochet 33 single crochets. Into the next stitch. From the side you can see a V shape. Each V represents 1 stitch. Insert the hook right under the hole V to start crocheting. Next stitch. Next stitch. Just keep crocheting this way. Crochet 33 single crochets. After finishing 33 single crochets, this round is completed. Now at the stitch with the marker, we make a slip stitch into the previous stitch. Because that stitch before the marker was the very first single crochet of this round. Insert the hook into that stitch. Yarn over and pull it through the stitch. Now there are 2 loops on the hook. pull the front loop through the back loop. After finishing the slip stitch, chain 1. Yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. 1 chain stitch to start is completed. Next, into the stitch where we just made the slip stitch. That is, the stitch right before the stitch marker. We first crochet 1 single crochet. When we reach the stitch with the marker, remove the stitch marker. In this stitch, we crochet 3 single crochets. On top of the second single crochet, place the stitch marker. These 3 single crochets are all worked into the stitch with the marker. Next, crochet 5 single crochets until the next stitch marker. When we reach the next stitch marker, remove the stitch marker. In the stitch with the marker, we again crochet 3 single crochets into the stitch. Place the stitch marker on the second single crochet. Next, in each stitch, crochet 1 single crochet, a total of 35 single crochets. After finishing 35 single crochets, you should be right at the next stitch marker. Work 1 single crochet into each space. Please continue on your own until you have 35 single crochets. After finishing 35 single crochets, you will reach the stitch marker. Remove the marker, work 3 single crochets into that stitch. Place the stitch marker on top of the second single crochet. Then crochet 1 more single crochet. Next, crochet 5 single crochets to the next stitch marker. Remove the stitch marker. In this stitch, crochet 3 single crochets. Place the stitch marker on top of the second single crochet. After finishing the 3 single crochets, we arrive at this horizontal row. The row just above. Here, into each stitch. Work 1 single crochet, a total of 34 single crochets. This round will then be completed. Please continue on your own with 34 single crochets. After finishing 34 single crochets, the round is done. Join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Secure the stitch marker here. Count 2 stitches forward. Insert the hook and pull the yarn through. Pull the front loop through the back loop. Slip stitch to finish. Next, we move on to round 3. Start with 1 chain. Work 1 single crochet into the slip stitch we just made. In this round we will only crochet single crochets. The next stitch is also a single crochet. The only thing to watch is at the stitch marker. Remove the stitch marker. Insert the hook. After finishing the single crochet, place the stitch marker onto this corresponding stitch. In this round we will make a total of 92 single crochets. That means, from the previous round, work 1 single crochet into each stitch. 1 single crochet for every stitch. When you reach the stitch marker, remember to take it off. Then place it again on the corresponding stitch of this round. That's it. After finishing, immediately reattach the stitch marker. Continue working single crochets as usual. After completing 92 single crochets in round 1, join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. This is the second stitch right before the stitch marker. After the slip stitch, make 1 chain. Work 1 single crochet into the first stitch. Place a stitch marker on the single crochet. This marks the first stitch of the round. In the next stitch, make another single crochet. Now we arrive at the next stitch marker. Remove this stitch marker. Into this stitch, we will crochet 3 single crochets. After finishing 3 single crochets, continue with single crochets as usual. Work 1 single crochet into each stitch. After 7 single crochets, we reach the next stitch marker. At this stitch marker, crochet 3 single crochets. After finishing here, we don't need to place a stitch marker anymore. After completing the 3 single crochets, next we will crochet 37 single crochets until we reach the stitch marker. Finish crocheting this corner. We continue crocheting until the next stitch marker. At one stitch, crochet 3 single crochets. After finishing 3 single crochets, then crochet 7 single crochets. Crochet until the stitch marker. At the marker, crochet 3 single crochets into the stitch with the marker. Next, we come to the long side here. On this side, crochet a total of 35 single crochets. This round is completed. You can finish the rest on your own. After finishing the 35 single crochets, now the bottom part is completely done. Place a stitch marker on the last single crochet. That marks the end of the round. Next, we will slip stitch into the first stitch where we placed the marker. After slip stitching, chain 1. In the stitch with the marker, crochet 1 single crochet. Place a stitch marker into the first stitch. Crochet 1 single crochet into each stitch. Keep crocheting until we reach the last single crochet where we placed the marker. In total, that will be 100 single crochets. We will crochet a total of 17 rounds. In each stitch, just crochet 1 single crochet. You can continue this part on your own. After finishing one round of single crochets, when a round of single crochets is completed, on the last single crochet of each round, we place a stitch marker. Then always slip stitch into the first stitch with the marker to join the round. After slip stitching, chain 1. Then crochet 1 single crochet into the first stitch and place a stitch marker there. Repeat the same for a total of 17 rounds. Each round is exactly the same. Each round has 100 single crochets. You can finish this part on your own. We have completed 17 rounds of single crochet. After finishing this round, make a slip stitch. Now we start crocheting the puffed pleat section. Make 1 chain to start and close the stitch. Work 1 single crochet into the first stitch. Yarn over and insert the hook. Then crochet 3 more single crochets. Here we have a total of 4 single crochets. In the next stitch, the 5th stitch, insert your hook through. And in the following stitch, the 6th stitch, bring it back. Next, skip 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 6th stitch. Insert your hook into the 7th stitch. Push the hook directly through the stitch. And in the next stitch, bring the hook back. Here, yarn over and pull the hook straight through the stitch. Now there are only 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and make 1 single crochet. This puff pleat is now completed. Next, crochet 5 single crochets. This stitch here is the one we just worked back into. So we start from the next stitch. Crochet 5 single crochets. After completing 5 single crochets, insert the hook into the next stitch and bring it back through the following stitch. From there, count 4 stitches ahead, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 4 stitches. Insert the hook into the 5th stitch. Then bring it back through the next stitch. Continue to yarn over and pull through. Work 1 single crochet. That forms 1 small pleat. It is completed. After finishing this stitch, you can see inside this stitch there is a line of the single crochet we made. So for the next insertion, we need to go into the following stitch. Now crochet 14 single crochets. After finishing 14 single crochets, start making a small pleat. Insert the hook into the next stitch, and bring it back through the following stitch. Next, skip 4 stitches. Skip these 4 stitches. Insert the hook into the 5th stitch. Insert the hook back into the 6th stitch. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the loop. Make 1 single crochet. Then crochet 5 more single crochets. After finishing 5 single crochets, insert into the next stitch. Insert the hook back into the next stitch. Now we're going to make a deep pleat. We'll skip 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. Then insert into the 7th stitch. And insert back into the 8th stitch. Yarn over. Pull through and make a single crochet. Now continue with single crochets. After finishing, we'll make a shallow pleat. Insert into the next stitch. Insert back into the following stitch. We're going to count 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, then into the 5th stitch. Insert the hook through. And insert back. Make 1 single crochet. Now crochet 14 single crochets. Next, make a shallow pleat. Insert the hook into the next stitch. And insert back. Skip 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, then into the 5th stitch. Insert back into the 6th stitch. This is right before the marked stitch. Make 1 single crochet. Now we're left with the last marked stitch. Remove the stitch marker. Make 1 single crochet. After finishing, slip stitch into the 1st stitch. Now we've completed this round of pleats. Work until the last single crochet of this round. Place a stitch marker here as well. Next, we'll begin crocheting the final round of the bag body. That's a round of slip stitches. After completing this round of slip stitches, insert the hook directly into the next stitch. Yarn over with the hook. There are 2 loops on the hook. Pull the front loop directly through. Insert the hook into the back loop. Insert the hook into the next stitch and yarn over. Make a slip stitch. Don't work the slip stitch too tightly here. If it's too tight, the opening will shrink too much. When you reach the pleated part of the bag body, you can insert the hook. After going through the stitch, also insert the hook through the pleat. Yarn over once, and make a slip stitch together. This secures it inside. Insert the hook into the next stitch as well. Find the pleat position. Insert the hook through a stitch. Make a slip stitch together. This way, on the side, inside the bag lining, the pleated parts will be fixed to the bag body. For the remaining stitches, just slip stitch normally. When reaching a pleat, also insert the hook through the raised part inside and slip stitch it to the fabric. Slip stitch all the way around. Then fasten off. Leave about a 5 cm yarn tail. Weave it into the bag body. Hide the yarn tail inside the fabric. Cut off the extra yarn ends. That completes one handle strap. Here I made 2 straps. One is 70 centimeters long. You can adjust the length according to your needs. After finishing, use a tapestry needle to weave in the yarn ends. After completing both bag straps, weave in the yarn ends on the straps. Next, take out the magnetic clasp. Find the center of the bag body. Place the magnetic clasp at the corresponding position inside the bag. Take the bag strap and the metal rings. Attach the metal ring to the side of the bag body. Then attach both straps to each side, clipping them onto the rings. After fastening, the bag straps are complete. Take out the metal hardware. Find the center of the bag body. Insert it directly. Now the whole bag is fully completed. It looks really beautiful. Remember to follow me. Bye bye.